Bandicoot!
When you think of the gaming legends, one character stands above the rest. An Italian plumber with a red cap who changed video games forever. From pixels in arcades to stunning 4K kingdoms, this is how Mario became the most famous video game character ever. This is the evolution of Super Mario Bros. Let's get to it. In 1981, Mario made his debut in the arcade hit Donkey Kong. Back then, he was called Jumpman. Creator Shigeru Miyamoto originally wanted to use Popeye, but could not get the rights, so he created his own character instead, expecting him to be nothing more than a small arcade hero. He was wrong. When Donkey Kong arrived in the United States of America, Jumpman finally got a real name. Nintendo got into an argument with a Seattle warehouse landlord named Mario, and the name stuck with the team. Miyamoto liked how it sounded, but just like that, Jumpman became Mario. That's right. Imagine arguing with Nintendo and accidentally becoming the gaming history. Mario's iconic look was born out of technical limits. As Miyamoto once explained, drawing detailed faces was difficult in the 8-bit era, so he started with a big nose, added a mustache to make it stand out, and gave him a cap because hair was harder to animate. Those simple choices became legendary. As the character grew, Shigeru Miyamoto imagined a game starring Mario and his brother Luigi. Fittingly, since Luigi was player 2, Miyamoto chose the second most popular Italian name for him. In 1983, Mario Bros. Was released. The two plumbers battled creatures from pipes, setting the stage from everything that followed. Then in 1985, Super Mario Bros. Changed the name forever. Am I right?
Right.
Yeah, this is Angelina.
Hi. And me, my daughter Emily, and Sally.
Yeah.
Sonic.
Yep.
The raccoon here. And Horsey.
Okay. Then in
Hi, guys.
then in ni-
With me.
then in 1985, Super Mario Bros. Changed the gaming forever. Set in the Mushroom Kingdom, Mario sets out to rescue Princess Toadstool, later known worldwide as Princess Peach, from the villain Bowser, originally created Koopa in Japan. The story was simple, but the adventure felt massive. Players ran across 8 worlds, jumping on Goombas and Koopa Troopas while collecting power-ups. The Fire Flower Super Mario Bros. 2 in 1988 was completely different from the original. The story took place in a strange dream world, and instead of Bowser, the villain was an evil frog named Wart. This time, players could choose between 4 characters: Mario, Luigi, Toad, or Princess Toadstool. With each different abilities, it also introduced new enemies such as Shy Guy and Birdo. Fun fact, in Japan, Mario Bros. 2 was a completely different sequel. And brutally difficult, Nintendo of America believed Western players would find it too frustrating. So the game stayed in Japan for years and was later released worldwide as Super Mario Bros. The Lost Levels. Now, as one of the hardest Mario games ever made, the Super Mario Bros. 3 appeared in the 1989 movie The Wizard. The film was basically a giant ad, but it worked. Fans could not wait. Back in the Mushroom World, Bowser returned and sent his 7 Koopa things to take over the kingdom. Mario and Luigi defeated them one by one, only to discover Bowser had kidnapped the princess again. And by throwing the critics were kind on Super Mario 3, but an accurate machine, yep. Selling 25 million copies. Nintendo, alright. Now, they wanted a game for Super Nintendo, so they got to the job by creating Super Mario World, a huge step forward from the series. Mario and Luigi travel to Dinosaur Land for a vacation with Princess Peach, but Bowser quickly ruins the trip by kidnapping her once again. While exploring the island, Mario discovers a strange egg that hatches into a friendly dinosaur named Yoshi, who becomes one of the most iconic companions in gaming history. Interestingly, there are cultural differences between the American and Japanese versions of the game, which with the American version removing Yoshi's ability to eat dolphins. In Japan, apparently dolphins were still on the menu. The game expanded Mario's world with a large overworld map that lets players take different paths and discover. New moves like the spin jump were added along with the cape feather, and let Mario. It sold 20 million copies. Fun fact, in 1995, Super Mario World received a follow-up called Super Mario World 2, Yoshi's Island. Yep.
I love Yoshi's Island, guys.
A prequel where players control Yoshi while protecting Baby Mario and Baby Luigi. However, while Mario was away, Wario took over Mario Land. To get back, Mario must defeat 6 bosses and collect 6 golden coins. It also introduced new power-ups such as Bunny Mario, including Bunny Mario, letting Mario Wario World was released. Yup. And in 1996, Mario made his biggest leap yet with Mario 64. Mario for years, but on the PlayStation 4, Nintendo 64 finally made it possible. Its controller introduced an analog stick that allowed smooth movement in 3D space. Something players had never experienced before. The result changed platformers forever. The story begins with Princess Peach inviting Mario to her castle for cake. When he arrives, he discovers that Bowser has taken over and trapped Princess Peach inside the castle. The castle now serves as a hub world filled with magical paintings that lead to different worlds. To rescue Princess Peach, Mario must explore these worlds and collect enough power stars to challenge Bowser. For the first time, players could freely explore large 3D environments. Mario also gained many moves, including the long jump, wall kick, backflip, and ground pound, giving players more freedom than ever before. Nearly 12 million copies were sold, becoming the best-selling game on the Nintendo 64. Critics loved it too, earning an impressive 94 on Metacritic. Today, it is widely considered one of the most influential video games ever made. Super Mario Sunshine. Woo! After Super Mario 64, fans waited 6 years for the next big adventure. Nintendo first explored ideas like Super Mario 64, 2, and Super Mario 128, but eventually chose a very different direction. In 2002, Mario arrived on the GameCube with Super Mario Sunshine, as well as Spyro Iron Crash released their Nintendo GameCube debuts in that year as well. Wrath of Cortex and Enter the Dragonfly, where Mario is blamed for covering the island in paint. To clear his name, he must clean up the mess and recover missing shine sprites. To do this, Mario uses another device. Mario goes from plumber to an island's janitor. The game also introduced Bowser Jr., who appears as a new main enemy, along with Petty Piranha and Toadsworth, and the mysterious Shadow Mario. Critics praised colorful world and clever puzzles, giving the game a strong 92 on Metacritic. Fun fact, early development, Nintendo planned a multiplayer mode where players could spread paint. Then Super Mario Bros. DS was released in 2006. The adventure spans 8 worlds filled with secrets, fortresses, and castles. And of course, Peach is kidnapped once again. So Mario sets out to stop Bowser Jr. At this point, the Mushroom Kingdom seriously needs better security. Interestingly, while the gameplay is 2D, the characters are fully 3D. The game also has added new moves like wall jump, ground pound, along with power-ups such as the Mega Mushroom, which lets Mario smash through almost anything. It is also the same year Crash released his DS debut in Boom Bang, which bombed. Most critics praised the game for improving the classic formula, though some felt it was a bit too easy. Either way, it became a massive success, selling over 30 million copies, becoming the best-selling Nintendo DS game ever. In 2007, Mario blasted into space with Super Mario Galaxy on the Wii. The adventure takes him across tiny planets and colorful galaxies, where gravity constantly changes how you move and explore. Suddenly, Mario is not just a plumber, he is also an astronaut. The idea actually began years early with a demo called Super Mario 128, where Mario experienced spheric worlds. That concept later evolved into a space settling of Galaxy. During a festival celebrating a comet that appears every 100 years, Bowser attacks with a fleet of airships and lifts Princess Peach into space. Mario thrown into the cosmos, where 121 power stars and battling enemies like Bowser and Bowser Jr. The game introduced new transformations such as Bee Mario, Boo Mario, Flying Mario, and more. The magic was enhanced by a full orchestral music. The gravity mechanics and motion controls impressed critics, winning a Game of the Year and earning the highest score for a Mario game with an incredible 97. Fun fact, GameStop once accidentally called customers saying the game was rated M for mature, meaning it would include strong violence and language. Of course, this was a big mistake, as the game was rated E for everyone. Still, a mature Mario sounds interesting. In 2009, Mario returned on the Wii with Super Mario Bros. Wii. as well as Crash of the Titans was released the same year as Mario Galaxy. The game kept the, and it's still underrated games like Enter the Dragonfly and Wrath of Cortex. Mario and Luigi or Two Toads you can play as them. Miyamo had wanted multiplayer in a Mario game for years, but earlier hardware could not handle it. With the Nintendo Wii, it gave a scoring a Metacritic. They praised it. It sold far more copies. The co-op gameplay was perfect for families and friends, and the classic 2D style made it easy for anyone to jump in. In 2010, Nintendo released Super Mario Galaxy 2. At first, Shigeru Miyamoto planned to re-release the original game with extra content, calling it Super Mario Galaxy. But so many ideas appeared that the team decided to create a full sequel instead, extending the development to about 2.5 years. The story begins with a star festival where when Peach invites Mario to the castle for cake. Before he arrives, Bowser attacks once again and kidnaps her once more, sending Mario back into space. Like the first game, Mario travels across many small planets with unique themes and galaxy mechanics. This time, the galaxies are mechanics. This time, the galaxies are accessed from moving hub called Starship Mario. The sequel introduced new abilities such as Rock Mario, Cloud Mario, and Yoshi returned as a rideable companion who could grab enemies, swing across gaps, and use special berries for more new powers. It was also the most difficult, meaning a score of 97 on Metacritic, tying with Mario Galaxy as the highest rating Mario games. In 2011, Mario jumped onto the 3DS as his debut with Super Mario 3D Land, released 20 years after the original Super Mario Bros. The game mixed two styles that had never been combined before. It played like a classic side-scrolling game, Mario game, but in a fully 3D world. One highlight was the return of Tanuki Suit, letting Mario float through the air and attack enemies with his tail. The story was classic Mario. After a storm damages the mystery tall tale tree, Princess Peach goes to investigate and disappears. The next morning, Mario finds a photo of her in Bowser's hands. Here we go again. Despite the familiar plot, critics loved it, giving a score of 90. Some review 90 score. In 2012, the new Mario Bros. 2 arrived on the Wii U. Arrived on the 3DS, I mean. Sorry. As a sequel to the original DS hit, Bowser's minions kidnap Princess Peach once again, sending Mario and Luigi on another rescue mission. This time, the real star is coins. Lots of them. Lots and lots of them, including gold flowers, special levels, and a new coin rush mode player. Players to collect as many as possible with only one life, giving a score of 78 on Metacritic, one of the lowest scores in the series. Some felt it was the formula had not evolved enough. Still, the game was a massive success, selling 13 million copies. Then in 2012, Mario's beautiful mustache would be visible in the full HD mode in the first time with new Super Mario Bros. U released on the Wii U as his debut. Bowser and his army storm Peach's castle, sending Mario and his friends flying across the kingdom to rescue the princess. The game
Wow.
The gameplay stayed classic 2D Mario with the return of Yoshi, and power-ups like the Ice Flower, and new additions included the Flying Squirrel suit, letting Mario glide and cling to walls, and Baby Yoshi's adding abilities, with a score of 84 on Metacritic. Because the Wii U became commercial failure, the game first sold just over 5 million copies later. It was re-released on Nintendo Switch, turning it into a huge success. Fun fact, to celebrate Luigi's 30th birthday, Nintendo launched the Year of Luigi in 2013. It included new Super Luigi U, along with other Luigi-themed games and merchandise. But the history of Luigi games, as well as the history of Peach games and Toad games, is for another time.
Yeah, guys.
But it turned into a disaster. Even though the Wii U struggled, Super Mario 3D World was released in 2012. 2013. During a celebration outside Princess Peach's castle, Mario and his friends find the pipes leading to a fairy kingdom. And they go on a mission once again. You could play as Mario, Luigi, Peach, and Toad, or Blue Toad, each with their own abilities. Critics loved it. The game scored an incredible 93, praised for its creativity, level design, and chaotic co-op gameplay. It sold over 5.5 million, 9 million. In 2015, Super Mario Maker turned players into level designers. Using the Wii U to gamepad, anyone could build their own Mario stages with Goombas, pipes, blocks, and traps. Levels could be built several classic Mario styles, letting players recreate different eras of the series. Players could test and share their levels online, creating levels. And suddenly, Bowser was no longer the biggest villain. Players were. The game also introduced the strange, weird mushroom, which makes Mario tall and thin. Super Mario Maker gives an 88 score. Let's go! Then in 2016, Super Mario Run brought Mario to iPhone and iPad, and later to Android. It was the first time Nintendo used one of its classic franchises for a mobile game. It gave a score of 78 Metacritic. In October 2017, Super Mario Odyssey released for the Nintendo Switch, as well as Crash Insane Trilogy got his PS4 debut, with Insane Trilogy that year, releasing on other consoles a year later. After Mario 3D World, as Nintendo wanted to return to the open sandbox, you get help from Cappy, collecting Power Moons to power the Odyssey airship and stop Bowser, forcing Peach into marriage. The game's key mechanic is the capture ability, making this Mario's Switch debut as well. Critics praised the game with a score of 97, trying the Super Mario Galaxy games at the highest rated in the series. It sold 30 million copies. That's a lot of plumbers saving the day. Super Mario Maker 2. Then, in 1999, Super Mario Maker 2 arrived. it was added in it added a story mode where players built in levels to help rebuild Princess Peach's castle. The core idea remained the same, but new enemies, items, and terrain expanded the creative possibilities. With a score of 88 as the first game. Fun fact, in 2020, Nintendo celebrated Mario's 35th anniversary with Super Mario 3D All-Stars, a collection of Super Mario 64, Super Mario Galaxy, and Super Mario Sunshine, bringing HD visuals, smoother controls, and all above Super Mario Super Nostalgia. Switch owners who also missed the 2013 Wii U game got another chance in 2021 with Super Mario Galaxy plus Bowser's Fury. While 3D World played much faster movement and smoother controls. Bowser's Fury often offered a more open world adventure where Mario explores Lake Lapcat, where he collects cat shines and stops a giant corrupted Bowser with a score of 89, and it went on to sell over 13 million copies. In 2023, Mario returned to classic side-scrolling with Super Mario Bros. Wonder, the first brand new 2D Mario game since 2012. This time, the adventure takes place in the Flower Kingdom, where Bowser steals magical wonder flowers. These flowers can suddenly transform levels into strange ways, making them pipes move. Enemies swarm on the entire stage, behave unpredictably. To create these movements, the development team explored over 2,000 ideas for possible wonder effects. They probably went through a super mushrooms that those brainstorming sessions. You use new power-ups like Elephant Mario along with badges, selling over 16 million copies, and also releasing on Switch 2 in March 2026. Fun fact, Mario became a superstar in Hollywood with Mario Brothers movie, going from jumping on Goombas to taking over the big screen. Mario already tried this in 1993, but the film was bombed and it lost millions. So this time, Nintendo did things differently. No live action, just fully animated by Illumination, who also created the Despicable Me movies and that Grinch movie, which is an underrated classic. So this time, Nintendo did things differently. It finally feels like the game's packed with references like Rainbow Road from Mario Kart, and power-ups like Cat Mario. He looks adorable. The story always stays classic, just like the games, but with a twist. Instead of Peach, Bowser kidnaps Luigi. So Mario teams up with Peach, Toad, and Donkey Kong to save him. The cast as stacked: Chris Pratt as Mario, Anna Taylor-Joy as Peach, Charlie Day as Luigi, Jack Black as Bowser, Seth Rogen as Donkey Kong, who also voiced Pumbaa, and many others. With a solid, fans clearly loved it, but critics were disappointed, and disappointed many fans as well. With a solid 7 on IMDb, but even more impressive, like Lion King live action got a 7 out of 7 on IMDb as well. Alright, that's pretty much all I have to say now. So, thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Definitely subscribe if you're new here, and I'll see you all in the next video.
hit subscribe. And don't forget to press the bell icon, you miserable bandicoots!